welcome to Manchester People, the show that brings you the latest news and events from this great city of ours. Coming up on today's show,
we look into the costs and pros and cons of the metrolink service. We have footage from the BMX Open Day in Sports City.
And there's music from indie band The Suns, plus a new feature called City Scene.
But first, we look into the costs of the metrolink. Now, for many, the trams provide an easy and relatively cheap way to get around the city, whilst avoiding the city centre traffic. But does it provide value for money?
Well, we sent our reporter Tony Sutherland out to ask the public what they thought the pros and cons of the metrolink are.
Manchester Metrolink is perhaps the most developed city transport system in the UK, carrying nearly 20 million passengers every year. So what was the main ethos behind the development of the Manchester Metrolink? Was it to get people out of their cars? Or was it to develop a clean and environmental transport system?
Well, all of those. I mean, anyone coming into the centre of Manchester can see the problems at rush hour with congestion, even with the current Metrolink lines that we have. So there's a number of reasons. One is to get people out of the car to actually use public transport, and certainly Metrolink has done that. It's taken millions and millions of car trips off the road, certainly from Bury into Manchester, Aldringham into Manchester and Salford Quays into Manchester. Also, of course, it's clean, it's green transportation as well, which we are very much about, of having proper, low carbon emissions from public transport. So it ticks all the boxes.
I usually come into Manchester and I usually go to Bury, to go to the Bury market. I found the service out there to be very convenient.
I usually use it before I go to where I work, but I could say that the fact that the duration that it stops at each platform when there's nobody even there, it's a bit, it could be a bit more quicker process.
It's a lot of money to spend on that kind of system when I think we've already got quite a good network going already in Manchester.
So does this form of transport provide an affordable and pleasant travel experience to meet the demands of a big city?
People don't want to go on filthy buses. They want a decent travel experience, and Metrolink certainly does provide that. I know we've had a few challenges over the years, particularly when the extensions are being built, but I think anyone who uses the tram now generally has a reasonable experience. I know sometimes it can be a little bit crowded in the rush hour time, but people aren't going to use public transport unless it competes with the car.
Got a seat and I was by a window so I could look out. Everything was great.
Very expensive. It's cheaper by bus because you get day returns and all that now.
When you say it's expensive, I mean, what does it actually cost you to get around?
Well, it all depends on where you're going, but you find out, just go for a short journey, you're looking at just 1-2 stops, you're looking at £3 or £4.
Of course, the infrastructure is not cheap, I accept that, but in terms of a people mover form of transport, it certainly is something which is not only iconic, but very, very efficient as well. It's not only national money, though, we are putting local money into this scheme as well.
Do you think that's money well spent?
I don't know, there's loads of stuff like in the community which they need, in the library, in a police station, more police, whatever, you know what I mean. Trams, it's just public transport, isn't it? It could have been used for something better if they really wanted to.
Wow, 1.5 billion, that's quite a bit of money, isn't it?
That's a lot of money.
What would you spend that on?
Probably shoes and handbags.
Yeah, I thought you might say something like that. Now, from one mode of transport to another. You may remember on the last episode of Manchester People that we brought you a report on a new BMX centre. Well, it has now opened.
So we went down with our cameras to talk to the crowd and get footage of the open day, so you can see how impressive this new centre and the cyclists are.
After the successful opening of the world's first BMX centre, Manchester has become the pinnacle of extreme sports for many riders across the country.
Well, we've been having the velodrome here for a long time now, and cycling is become part of Manchester National Cycling Centre, and to give more choice to local community, easy accessible pricing, got good qualified coaches, and it's just a great event that is open for all. You know, not just experienced riders, we've got coaches who are training up little ones right to become professionals.
People of all ages have come to experience for themselves the 2,000 capacity arena and what effect the BMX Centre will have on the local community.
Well, it's a fantastic venue for all ages really, from you know, 6-7-year-olds right up to veteran age. You know, there's riders in the 70s, 80s even.
Absolutely brilliant. I wish there was something like this in our town. It's brilliant.
You think the kids are going to love it?
Yeah, he's been on today, he's done his stint round the track, he's absolutely loved it.
Various companies have set about promoting BMXing to the general public in order to create a more active community.
Sky Riders campaign from British Cycling and Sky, designed to get more people into riding bikes for fun. There's a couple of ways people can get involved: through local rides, which take place every Sunday through the holidays, starting with easy rides right through to rides which are a bit more challenging, or the city centre rides where the cities are closed down to traffic for a whole day, like in Manchester on the 7th of August, where thousands of people can cycle together for fun in a really safe environment.
That's quite impressive. They're picking up some speed there around the track.
Not bad at all. Have you asked for a BMX for Christmas?
Not yet, but I think I might do. I think I'll be as good as those guys. Can't be that hard, can it?
You never know. Right, time now for a bit of music, and are you in for a treat? Here performing live at Sound Control with song Girl in the Dever, it's The Suns.
To the coach trip, he knows who we are. To everyone else, we're the Suns from Chester.